There's gonna be a Lykan next to a turbine-powered Batmobile. So I am here down at the VINwiki studio picking up the Fast and Furious Lykan Hypersport shell for Genius Garage. Actually, super excited to make this happen because, first of all, the Lykan, what an otherworldly, amazing car from the opulence of the Middle East, the oil money-rich countries. And the thing that was so fascinating to me, when I first found out about this car, I was actually doing a podcast some years ago. And somebody told me about this $3.4 million car that had diamonds in the headlights. And of course, me being a Midwestern guy, I'm like, diamonds in the headlights? What is this? But I came to find out it's an amazingly engineered vehicle with effectively a roof power plant, Porsche drivetrain, and just otherworldly and exciting. And then it later came to be known of the Fast and the Furious 7 movie, where it's bursting through one skyscraper and landing in another. So it's very exciting and notable in that regard. I actually did find out about the Lykan body a bit of time before that. I knew Ed had been talking. There had been a rumor that this might be coming from basically a scrapyard in England as the old movie props. And of course, I thought that was interesting. In the past, Ed and I had been talking, actually driving around. I think we were in either his Murcielago or my Viper, of what should we do with Genius Garage next year. And for those that don't already know, relating to Genius Garage, it's a 501c3 public educational charity. And it's something that I founded about 7 years ago now, because you can go through college and you can go through school for things like engineering or design, even fabrication and such, and almost never turn a screwdriver. And that just doesn't work for industry because we're getting kids that are book smart, but they are lacking everything they need to really be amazing talent pool and hit the ground running for industry. And that was the difficulty I found as a young person, not finding a mentor, not having a shot, not getting to go anywhere, and then struggling to get somewhere and being well behind the curve. And I just didn't like that. But Genius Garage has been very powerful and very helpful for its students. Our first year, I did a VINwiki story on that, was our IndyCar, actually going to Indianapolis. That was a great story. We also did a IMSA tube frame Corvette, been very successful with that and with the students. And they're just such powerful and telling and compelling stories because it's in a way the ultimate underdog. Students that have never gotten to change their own oil, but have that spark, kind of what's in their head and in their hearts, they get an opportunity to become their own professional level racing team, to build a car, to restore it. When, for all intents and purposes in the rest of the world, no one would let kids like that touch a car like that. And you may never even get to see one, let alone, this is your shop, we're doing this together as a team, we're gonna do something incredible. Well, Genius Garage, the concept and the program really reflects to a lot of what was my experience and background and wheelhouse. Of course, racing and building cars, engineering, fabrication, everything that goes into that. But the reason being is, when I had the vision to create Genius Garage for the sake of launching careers of young people, giving them the experience they need to get and mentored, doing that within the realm of a racing team was the perfect, and no dad joke, pun intended, perfect vehicle to do that with. And obviously, racing's a lot of fun. You get to do big things. The engineering really matters. There's the teamwork. But getting to do the Lykan build makes a lot of sense too, and also reflects my wheelhouse. And I'm really excited to be able to bring that to Genius Garage as well, of building prototype cars from nothing effectively. Because we've got a shell that looks like a Lykan, and we're gonna effectively be building a car like that. But we're prototyping a car from nothing. There's no directions. There's no CAD files. Like, these students actually have to design it and build it from nothing, which is something you may have seen on VINwiki channel. I did the world's only turbine-powered Batmobile. Of course, you're building something to emulate something from a movie, but there is no directions. There is no benchmark for building that underneath and then taking it to the nth degree and powering it by an ex-military turboshaft engine, like was portrayed in fiction, is exciting. That's something I've also done. I've done this machine gun steampunk motorcycle in the past. And done other exciting or crazy things, leading that full-scale flying pterosaur, of course. That's kind of in a whole nother realm. But getting to lead the students with this and building a car from really nothing, and where you've got engineering, design, race preparation, everything, I'm excited about. I think this is an absolute crown jewel for Genius Garage and like the new spearhead. And I'm excited for the racing things to be on the side and basically kind of like the side dishes of a really nice meal. Genius Garage has been great with the race cars. In the last year, we built a couple of airplanes, the BD-5 microjet from the Roger Moore James Bond Octopussy. We did a full-scale Sopwith Camel biplane. So we've done some neat things, and I was starting to mentor students with industrial design and automotive design as well. But you think, how can we take this further? How can we get more into the realm of manufacturing? What can we do to best prepare young people for the future, but frankly have a lot of fun too, and be good for the organization? And when I got to thinking about it, and Ed had mentioned building a car, because if you look back in history with Ferrari, Enzo loved to go racing. That was his thing. That's something that Ferrari is hugely well known for in history, but they built sports cars and sold them as the business to fund that. So when you look at the entirety of the automotive world, as exciting as all of the exotic cars and things are, they're derived from racing. So when Genius Garage has the racing and the engineering, and that's a wonderful program for the students, there's something missing. It's time to build a car. And for the sake of this, and our younger demographics, obviously, the students that we affect directly are kind of that college age. They just turned 18, they're young, they're getting ready or wanting to try to start their career. But also through social media with VINwiki, with my own channel, just Casey Putsch on YouTube, we have the opportunity to reach young people and older people that live vicariously through this, the whole realm. And of course, Fast and Furious is very exciting, and these Lykan hypercars are basically mythological. Nobody touches them, nobody sees them, you don't get to do anything with them. And we know that they're hugely Porsche-based in many ways, and there's this gorgeous body. But if you want to touch one, if you want to do anything with it, there's basically only one chance. And that is this Fast and Furious shell. So I was really excited that Ed enjoys Genius Garage and believes in that, and basically collaborating, that we got the opportunity to do it. And it took some coaxing to do, because naturally this is something that wealthy people are going to want as an ornament in their garage, perhaps. I mean, I think Ed was even considering maybe doing that. The other YouTubers clamoring for it. Naturally, this is a great build for YouTube. But I joke, it's kind of like maybe that scene where the Grinch stole Christmas, all of a sudden his heart started to get big. I was joking about Ed. It's like, come on, man, you cannot get rid of it. You cannot do it, give it to somebody else. This has to be Genius Garage's project. So very excited for that to come to be. Relating to the students who would apply and who will be looking for to actually accept the program, you know, the skills will come in a moment. But first, you've got to be a good person. You've got to be somebody who wants to go somewhere, you have desire to learn, you want to work with people, and you're going to be a great asset for Genius Garage. And Genius Garage is going to be an incredible experience for you to go somewhere. With regard to the actual experiences, of course, young people that are giving thoughts or a part of different engineering curriculums are a potential shoe-in. Design, maybe it's a young person that's a really skilled mechanic or wants the opportunity to do more because that's a career direction they want to go and they really want this opportunity. With regard to skill sets that you might look for, first of all, it's a type of person. The person that wants to get down, they want to learn how to think, and they're not afraid to work and get down and dirty, so to speak, no matter what it is. When you look at the aspect of this build that relates to the car and the building, there's going to be composite works, things to learn that relate to fiberglass, carbon fiber, obviously things that relate to the body and the sculpting and the hands-on work there. There's going to be a lot of metal work. There's going to be some machining. There's going to be fabrication. There's going to be welding. There's everything that relates to that. Obviously electronics. If we possibly get into something like Motec, or even if we're just doing a really great wiring harness and making that work with a functioning high-performance vehicle, that's something else. People that maybe have a mindset relating to aerodynamics or aerospace engineering, we are going to be making that a functioning air brake and wing. So these are aspects that come into play, and then all of those people have to work together as a team and as a whole for something to come to be. Because even if you're a great welder and you can build a chassis, and even if you got a great composites guy over here, if they don't know how to work together as a business team, or they don't want to do that, then you're not going to be a great part of that team. So that comes into place as well. The other aspects are business side, the PR side. This is a great opportunity for creating a portfolio, photography, videography, basically the cinematic editing of this to create things in Genius Garage for this, and just an amazing thing for a portfolio. And a person like that is just as valuable, and maybe in some ways even more valuable to the team that's building the car, because they're all there together and all of these things come together as a whole. In that also, you've got to think about this as a business. This isn't just Genius Garage magically sprinkling money for you to have a lot of fun. This is effectively your big shot to learn and grow before you go out there in the real world. So where does the money come from? What is our budget? What are our resources? Are we having donors, some wonderful donors? Are we having sponsors for this? So for instance, there's going to be students that part of their job and curriculum is speaking to those people, making the presentations, showing what we've got. What is the potential return for a sponsor? What are they being part of? How are we representing that? And how will all those contributors to Genius Garage and this project be part of that team so we can go somewhere better together? So those aspects of business and PR, sponsorships, everything, huge part of the team as well. With regard to that, in doing this build, of course, going to start with a production-based Porsche to effectively dismantle and utilize key components and things to work. But we're going to be developing, modifying things that relate to suspension, shocks, coilovers, etc. Obviously, nature of custom wheels, there are going to have to be certain offsets and sizes, tires, maybe electronics, seats, carbon, upholstery, potential bodywork, paint. All of these things are going to come into play as well. So this is a great opportunity for those young people to find and connect with and work with companies that want to be part of this as well. And that's, I mean, that's business, that's life. That may be the most valuable experience for these young people there is. Of course, I think we have some opportunities. This may end up being a SEMA show car in the future. There can be some great driving opportunities, maybe with Ed or cross country, a sprinkling of cars and coffee, maybe a road course event or something. So it's going to be very exciting and very public to be part of in a positive way with Genius Garage. As a person that founded Genius Garage, this is something that you do because you love it and you care and you believe in the future. Like, you are not making money for years and years and years. You're nothing like that. So for me, there's a great sense of just hope and excitement and inspiration for the future of both the organization and the students. And so even just now thinking about it, I am just like excited and have this amazing feeling of all the young people, maybe a lot of them out there that are watching this right now, they're going to get to apply to Genius Garage and come to Ohio and be part of this incredible build, working on race cars, going racing, build, for all intents and purposes, the Fast and Furious Lykan Hypersport as a functioning, driving, awesome car, and go on amazing adventures and journeys. And the thing that's so exciting about doing that, one, we're gonna build a car. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna work. And we're gonna go to some neat events. We're gonna do some things. I'm not gonna let it all out there. This is gonna be a whole series, more videos to come. But when you do something amazing like this, especially when you come together as a team and do it with Genius Garage and telling amazing stories, new adventures present themselves, new opportunities, new people that see the students working and that wanna hire them. So it's just a beautiful scenario to do something that in a way is kind of that old school American, work with your hands and build a hot rod kind of feeling down deep, but something that connects to the magic of movie and the fun of that, but everything that goes into engineering, everything that goes into design, everything that goes into fabrication, and all the things that young people dream of doing. And I'm just so excited to be doing that now with Genius Garage, getting to tell a story and share that with everybody and where it's gonna go. We were just looking it over, the shell, getting it ready, getting it loaded up, back to the trip to Ohio, sitting there in Genius Garage. So the Genius Garage shop right now is getting pretty eccentric and cool. There's gonna be a Lykan next to a turbine-powered Batmobile with the world's only full-scale flying pterosaur with a 38-foot wingspan above it with a James Bond jet, and then race cars. So it's it's pretty awesome. Well, in terms of organizational leader, I'm thinking, what are our reasonable goals? Okay, and you may not have the exact, we're gonna hit this event, we're gonna hit this event, all that just yet. So what do you endeavor to do and create? One, it's gotta be a beautiful car, effectively indistinguishable from what it was originally. We're not making some crazy hokey thing. This will be a hypercar and beautiful that you could park at any event and people would their jaws will hit the floor. So number one, gorgeous car. Two, it's gotta function. I love cars, I'm a car guy, I race. If you can't do those things with it, if you can't drive it, if you can't enjoy it and wanna sing along to the radio or your music, then what good is it? So it's going to be a properly functioning car that a reasonable person that could drive stick could jump in, turn the key, get where they're gonna wanna go in style and fun and safety. And of course, we gotta drive it. We gotta see what it looks like on a road course perhaps. We gotta maybe do some tests. We've got to, let's put some miles on it. I can't imagine the original ones have almost any miles on it. It could be reasonable to assume we could end up putting more miles on this car in this year than all of the rest ones have in total. And I think that's pretty exciting and pretty neat. The other aspect too is, in building an incredible car, exposure. I'm not just doing this to build a car with students. We are going to knock this out of the park. When the world searches hypercar, supercar, etc., this car front and center all over the internet, Genius Garage and these students. I want all of these students to get unbelievable jobs and launch their career because that's what the program is. And this car is going to be their opportunity to just do this incredible thing and make it launch. And really, that's why you take the swing. I want to build the organization, make it a worldwide thing, have these students' careers absolutely launch, and do it with a little bit of fun and style along the way.
This month's car stories are sponsored by The Ridge. The Ridge makes a line of wallets and bags that are designed to be minimalist and help us just take with us the things we actually need. So check out the link in the description below for a discount and buy one for yourself, or they make great Christmas presents. And be sure to let them know how thankful you are for their support of VINwiki.